And I suppose I can finally announce what show I'm doing. Sometimes the more difficult decisions are the right ones to make. And those decisions include leaving people behind. They include cutting out friends that you thought were friends that weren't actually friends. They include moving on from people that you thought were going to be in your life forever. Here we are again. I'm done with Bali. Done. Only for now though. I will be back. Bali is proving to be home to me. It feels like home. I love it, yeah. And here I am wearing my undefeated oversized. It feels like a fucking bed sheet. It's lovely. I'm sitting at Revolver Cafe. Same table I always sit at when I come to the airport to leave. Usually have a meal. Right now, just got my black coffee. Costs very good. It costs 3 times the amount that regular black coffee costs. International terminals for you. I've also just realized that I forgot my meal I was looking most forward to in the freezer at home. Because I left it in the freezer so that it would get cold quicker. And it had 350 grams of frozen raspberries, which are these imported, the expensive frozen raspberries, in one of my Ninja Creamy cups. And it was 75 grams of undefeated cream of rice, the coconut one, unreal cream of rice with 40 grams of oats. So that was going to be my main carb meal of the day, but I do still have my 3 other meals, which are 200 grams of chicken, 100 grams of broccoli, 200 grams of sweet potato, and it's ubi salembu sweet potato. So those are more than enough to get me through the day, luckily. It is 20 to 12, listening for the last call because I've been late for a flight before. It's 20 to 12, boarding's at 20 to 1. We're off to Thailand. I'm very excited. We got the last 6 weeks worth of prep in Thailand. We fly at 20 to 1. I've set my meal times. This is why traveling while on diet's actually easy. I've set my meal times. 8:30 was meal 1. Meal 2 is at 12, meal 3 is at 3, meal 4 is at 6:30, and meal 5 is at 8:30. So even though I've missed a meal, I've left one of my meals behind, I can still get to Thailand, get to the apartment, check in, drop my bags, go get groceries for the next few days, and then I still have time to make a meal. So it's not the end of the world. It was the last serving of the undefeated cream of rice I had in the bag. I was like, yes, this is going to be so nice when I get to the apartment. So, oh well, we'll make another plan. Not the end of the world. I'm excited more than anything to get to Thailand. I've never been before. So, yeah, I landed in Bali for the first time a year ago. Literally 3rd of May. It is now the 7th of May. It's my best friend's birthday. Happy birthday to me as well. And life is very different to where it was a year ago. I can't even begin to explain how different. Like if you had told me then that this is where I would be at the airport, I'd probably be like, yeah, a year later I was still there. That's cool. But if you told me it was because I decided to make a life here, and that I was now flying to visit another country before coming home, and that I was to compete with these shows, with who's coaching me, with staying around the people I'm going to be with in Thailand, after building my business to where it is today compared to where it was a year ago, being able to do this, having gone on 5 or 6 other international trips, being in the position that I'm in, I probably wouldn't have believed it. Although I probably would have, because I know what I'm capable of. Like if you were to tell me where I could be in a year, it takes a lot to convince me otherwise. My goals are pretty big. So yeah, Bali has really changed things for me mentally. It's really affected how I think, my confidence, where I am in life, and the lessons it's taught me of. Sometimes the more difficult decisions are the right ones to make. And those decisions include leaving people behind. They include cutting out friends that you thought were friends that weren't actually friends. They include moving on from people that you thought were going to be in your life forever. Includes growth, includes going through really, really difficult times. And the last year hasn't been easy, I'll be very honest. But I think the last 3 months have grown me more than the 9 before that. Because I was kind of spinning my wheels for a while. I was in a relationship that was dragging me down, that was hugely toxic, that I didn't see from the inside because I was so consumed by it. And it was making my life more difficult than it needed to be. I couldn't be a bodybuilder. And for a while, at the beginning of this prep, I was questioning whether this was going to be the last bodybuilding prep I do. Where I committed to it saying, right, we commit to things, we follow through on things, but let's see. Let's just see. This will be the last ride. Let's give it everything you got. Let's see how this turns out. Give it everything you got like you always do. Be proud of it, because then you can walk away going, fuck yes, I gave it everything. And over the last 6 weeks, I've just realized more and more and more and more how this life is everything I want. How being a bodybuilder is everything I want. How being so stuck to my routine actually makes me so happy. So, I'm getting into the habit of using this thing more often now. First thing I do, this is a travel vlog now. I'm wanting to video more of the shit that I do, just so I can show you guys what I do in my everyday life. So, I've arrived. Huge drama. Okay, not huge drama, but I arrived. My flight lands at 5:30. It was meant to arrive just before 5. Messaged my lady from the Airbnb. She says, oh, sorry, the concierge staff at the condo leave work at 6. Now, I'm on the other side of town at 5:30, still waiting to get my bag. So I'm like, how do I check in? She's like, sorry, you got to find somewhere else. So I then said, no, I can't just find somewhere else. What the hell? And she was like, okay, wait, I've got another place, but it's in a different area. So organized me another apartment, completely different area, about half an hour from where I'm originally staying. But I have arrived, and it looks quite Gucci. I love it. So, as you can see, bags literally just in the doorway. This is my first look. So, we've at least got one night in this place, and it's got an upstairs. We will tune up here. Oh, beautiful. We got one aircon over there. We got a bed. We got a second aircon over here. Plenty of mirror space for posing. So for one night, this will be good. So I've just arrived because I left my one cream and rice. I mean, the vascularity is not even looking that bad. So it's 10 past 8 p.m. I've got one more meal to get in. I'm considering just making more cream and rice because I have that. Though I need to get water, I need to get some drinks for tomorrow, I need to get some stuff, and the most important test, the bed is uncomfortable. No. I hope the bed in the other place I'm staying in is more comfortable than that. I really hope so. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna go on a little walk, 7-Eleven, get the rest of my steps in, just get some blood flowing post-travel, get a whole bunch of water, get a whole bunch of supplies for tomorrow. I'm not actually going to unpack anything other than essentials that I need for tonight because I'm going to move across to my other spot tomorrow. And then I need to come back and do a few check-ins because check-ins don't stop, yo. When you're an online coach, you're always traveling. So yeah, I got to do that tonight, but I will see you guys tomorrow. We are in Thailand. It is Monday, the 11th of May. We are 6 weeks out of show. As you can see, the face is getting a little tighter. So, this is my apartment. This is home base for the next 6 weeks. I'm pretty excited. It's a bit messy right now because I've been settling in the last few days, getting touch of everything, seeing how I can most optimally set it all up. Really need a kitchen, a bed, and a desk, which is all this has. It's fantastic. And I mean, as you can see, the TV is fucking huge in front of the bed. Face tracking's on. I've got a nice TV. I got a nice aircon. I got a spectacular view outside. We're on the 15th floor, which is a bit different to being in Bali. Hugely different. But yeah, we've come to Thailand to finish the last few weeks of prep. It's quite convenient here. It's the first time I've been in Bangkok, so this is pretty awesome. Seeing the different things, seeing a different city completely, which is fantastic. Also being exposed to it in prep and the convenience here. I swear, I thought prepping in Bali was a cheat code. I thought that was convenience. This is next level convenience. I mean, the gym's 300 meters away from my apartment block. The food is available fucking everywhere. You can literally go to 7-Eleven and pick up pre-cooked chicken breasts. There are a whole bunch of shops that sell chicken breast. You can pretty much pick up anything you need within a couple hundred meters. It's really cool. So join me on my walk to gym. So I'm going to post with this video my leg training with Ben from the previous weekend. Today we are training push. Not we being me and him. I'm training push. Elevators are kind of changing what I'm used to. I'm not used to being in an elevator. Bali really is island living. So unless you know, I come from Joburg. This is basically Asian Joburg. It's really, really cool, except for the convenience part. It's even more convenient because you can walk everywhere. So steps have been clocking in. Fuck, when I was in Bali, it was between 14 and 15K a day. Here we've been hitting 17,000, 18,000 a day without struggle. It's been really, really cool. And there's facial recognition everywhere, which is cool. There's more there, Devon. But how I'm doing, how's prep going, where are we mentally? So the last few days, there was a bit of shit with travel. With when I arrived, I had to change accommodation the first night that I was here. Check-in closed earlier than the lady said. Basically had to find a place for that night. Luckily she helped me organize it, so it was all good and we didn't have too much of a struggle there. And then Friday came, settled in this place, which is great. It's nice and central. The gym's quite close. The grocery stores within a kilometer. I've already got my morning walk routes mapped out. There's a nice park out here that you can hear them fucking busy cleaning up right now. I haven't really had any struggles with setting up routine, with getting the food I need, with anything like that. Setting into a new country, which is really cool, because I think one of the biggest stresses when it comes to bodybuilding and traveling, whether you're competing or not, is just making sure you've got everything you need, making sure all your food is sorted, making sure your gym is sorted, making sure all of those things are sorted. And if you just get ahead of them, get on top of them ahead of time, you're really not going to struggle all too much. I mean, I've had no anxiety since being here because there hasn't been a single worry. I'm very lucky to have Mr. Benjamin Broughton on my team. He's been looking out for me, he's been helping me. He said to me, dude, if there's anything you need, shout. If you need to know where to get food, if you need to know where to go sauna, if you need to know anything, just shout. So it's important to have people like that in your corner who can help you. It does wonders for reducing stress, it does wonders for just making sure you're on top of your shit. And I must say that's the difference between this prep and any other preppers. I've just made sure I'm more on my shit than ever before. I've just made sure that things are better planned, things are structured better, and as a result it all just flows better. Where I think this will flow into an off season quite nicely, because All that will change is in my food intake quite nicely. But if you stay as structured, routine based, you plan everything, you have less anxiety as a whole. So I think a lot of athletes feel anxiety in their off season because they feel a lack of direction. And one, that might come from not having a set goal, but two, I think it comes from just slacking on the basic planning things that you usually would stay on top of and that you would usually be nailing, that now, because you don't have the structure of prep, you kind of fall back on a bit, you know? So I think that's where the major importance in staying locked in year round comes in, because it just alleviates all levels of stress. And when stress is alleviated, then your body just responds that much better week on week. You don't need to put in as much to get out as much, and then you can keep putting in more because you don't reach the limits that quickly. So yeah, I back it. I've just left 7-Eleven. I'm getting my pre-workout water, training water. Water dispensers aren't as common here as what they are in Bali. Bali, any building you go into has a water dispenser. Literally anywhere you go, you can ask for water and they'll have it for you. Here I've had to buy 6 packs of water every single day, which does great for the end of my morning cardio. I've been carrying a 9-kilo weight a block or two. That increases expenditure, which is great. But this is literally my entire walk. I started the camera when I was leaving the apartment block, as you saw, and then stopped it when I went into 7-Eleven. I don't know the rules surrounding videoing in 7-Elevens. I want to show you guys a grocery haul, so I will check that out. But take a little 5-minute walk down the road, down a little alleyway, and before I've even racked up a sweat, I arrive at the Mecca of Bangkok, which is Forge. This is the new stomping ground for the time that we are here. It is just a warehouse filled with hand-picked equipment from Mr. Broughton and Ux, and they just keep adding to it, and it is just fucking awesome. So this is where you're going to see me training over the next few weeks. This is going to be the home of prep. This is where I trained legs with Ben. That will be part of this video. Prep 2026 is just kicks up a notch. Let's go.
Just enough to get yes. And like really keep it. That's it. You got it now. That's your flow. You got the flow now. Good. Think the normal momentum. Just enough to flex. Nice. Yes. Good. Yep. Perfect. Normal reps. You're okay. Few more. Yeah. Good. Don't lose the lock up. Intensity. Lock. 2 more. Don't shoot. Like flex. Flex. One more. Flex. Yeah. Very nice. Bring it. Yes.